Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be trying some new makeup. Some of this is brand new products and some of this is just new to me. I've had a bunch of new stuff come into my life lately, be it things I bought, some PR, and then some friend mail. So I just want to try out some of this on camera and, play with some makeup. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup, with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, which you will definitely see some high-end makeup today. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it, reviews of new products or just just the things I already know and love. I just try really hard to make thoughtful, analytical content, and I have new videos every week, especially right now as we're going into December. I have not a video every day, but I have a lot of videos planned, so I'd love to have you subscribe. I don't really have any makeup on yet. I do have my Dewdrop foundation on and a little bit of concealer in the center of my face where I needed it, and then a little bit of the foundation around here where I had some redness from shaving. But that is it so far. But I've got a bunch of new stuff. So one of the things I've used a handful of times, but I've been wanting to film with for a couple weeks now, I just haven't had the right time to do it, is the new Surratt Soufflé shadows. So they sent me 3 of these. These are weird, but also really cool, and I really like them so far. So I have the green one, I have the peachy gold, and then I have this one. This is a kind of a gray taupe with a little bit of green to it. I have worn this in another video already. And then I just got some PR from Violette FR. They sent me some of their lipsticks, their highlighter, some of their liquid shadows. I finally got my Finding Ferdinand order a couple weeks ago now. And then I did a big Victoria Beckham order recently during the start of her sale. And I bought some more the other day too. Because there was a couple things that I was like, no, I'll pare it down for my first order. And then really love a handful of the things. So bought more during the Black Friday sale, like the lip gloss. I can't see it right now, but when it sits still, you can see I've already used that much of the lip gloss. So I bought another. I was like, while it's on sale, I'm buying more because I've already used a third of it. No, not a third, a fifth of it. I know fractions. So I think I did a little bit of complexion, so let's finish that and then do the eyes with the Surratt. So I'm gonna try. Okay, so I pulled the camera a little closer. Oh, I also did my brows, but it's just the Milk brow gel. I feel like I haven't filmed in a long time. I was supposed to film some last week, but didn't really have time, and then Thanksgiving and work was crazy. So I had a bunch of pre-film stuff that was gonna go up this weekend and early next week when this video is probably gonna go up. And I had to rearrange some of my pre-film stuff so that I could film this now. The first thing we're gonna try is the Victoria Beckham contour. So I only own one other contour. I've tried a handful, powder and cream. The only other one I own that's a true contour is the Milk makeup one, which I do really like. The component is a little bit of a pain though. So I'm already on my second one because the first one, I really liked it. And a lot of people said that, they were getting product stuck to the cap, and I was like, I'm not having an issue, but that is annoying, but you can still get it out of the cap. But the clicker, the twisty part to make more come out, was broken. So I exchanged that, got a second one, and after the third use, the entire top came off in the cap, and so I can use it. I have to use a brush. It's just a little bit of a pain. I really like the formula, but the component's kind of a pain. But this is a really thin stylus, so I really wanted to try this. I got the shade Sandstone. I don't know why that was so hard for me to find, which is, I think, the 3rd shade. And really enjoying this so far. You don't get a lot of product. It is very expensive. It's $30-something, but I really like that it's a small stylus. So we're gonna try this out on camera. I'm just grabbing a brush. I don't always contour, but it is nice to have when you want to. So I'm gonna do a little bit, you know, where you would normally contour. So my cheekbone's right here, so I'm drawing right on it, like right on the bottom half of it. Do a little bit on my nose. I normally just do a little bit of bronzer, but I like to thin this part of my nose. And then I like to push this back. And I think the milk color, the milk makeup contour is a better color than this one. It's a little more cool tone, so it looks a little bit more like a shadow. But this is neutral cool. So it still works. And like you can use your fingers. I've used my fingers before. So it still works. It's still cool enough. My nose is always dark right here. That's not the contour. That's just like a permanent dark spot that even concealer doesn't really cover. But I think it's a little more brown. There's a little bit more neutrality or warmth in this than the milk. And I looked at all the shades, and the shade below this, I was like, could work, but actually looks warmer than this. So this is the one I picked, and I've been really happy with it so far. I think Hope Miss Tom recently did a video talking about contours, cream contours specifically, and they gave the Victoria Beckham one, I think, their #1 spot, but they did say that there was another one. It was, I think, the Ritual de Fille. They said color-wise it was better, but like ease of use, like when you consider all the different parts of using a product, this one came on top just because it's so thin, it's so easy to use, the formula is so good. And I agree. I like the color of the milk one better, but I do really like this product as a whole. So also, I do want to say real quick, I have a lot of new stuff. Like I have a bunch of new eyeshadow. I got some in PR. There's things that I bought, like the Moondust palette, bunch of different lips, bunch of Victoria Beckham stuff, blushes. So there might be a couple of these, like get ready with me trying new product videos coming soon, which I like making these. I just don't always have a lot of new stuff to try. But I mean, I can always do one of these with stuff I already know and love, but. So the next thing, bronzer. I did buy the Victoria Beckham bronzer. I did not need this, but I've wanted to try this for like a year and a half. And it being on sale means that it was only like $45 instead of $60. So it was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm doing it now. So I picked up the shade 3. Yeah, I picked up the shade 3. 2 looked like it could work, but it was a little warmer, and I don't really like a warm bronzer. This has golden undertones, which generally works better with my skin. And then number 4, I think could work in the summer, but I'm not gonna buy a bronzer, especially this expensive of a bronzer for that. I do like that it's refillable, so when I need to refill it, the component, or the bronzer itself will be $45 again, unless I buy that on sale. So I think this is supposed to be for warmth and evening out your skin tone, and this is a little darker to add some depth and sculpt. I'm just gonna put that over my forehead. I do think it is a very beautiful formula. It just kind of, it's a powder, but it's really silky. I think I like the House Labs bronzer more still. One, there's also just so many shades, and it's, you know, a little less expensive, but I do really like this, and I think it looks really natural. Like the few times I've worn this so far, it just looks really natural and effortless, and it blends without effort too. So it might be tied with House Labs. The House Labs is a little bit more of like a gel powder formula, and this is just powder. So really expensive. And I also think it's funny, it's called the Bronzing Brick, and they are not joking with that name. This thing is heavy. You get 9.6 grams of product, but it's hefty. So like this is 4 grams, but this feels like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 of these. Like this is weighty. This is not. Okay, And for blush, I think I'm gonna use one of the Finding Ferdinand blushes. I've been loving these. So these are from Khaki's collab with them for the Summer Abroad. I really do like the lip gloss from that too. I got 2 shades. So I got the medium and the coral set, which is Spritz. Really pretty. I'm gonna use that a lot next summer. And I'll use it now then too. And the shade that I've been wearing a lot is Macchiato, which is the darkest of the beige shades. And I'm glad I got this one because this one works really well and looks very natural on me. So I'm gonna use the same brush I used with the contour and pick up this. I do find it's a little hard to pick up with brushes in general, even my natural hair. It's also a really tiny pot. And you can use your finger, but I find a brush, someone's listening to very loud music outside. A brush swirled in, you get a small amount, so you can build up the intensity of the blush, which I really like. So the formula is really interesting. It is a cream, but it's kind of stiff and drier, so it looks really natural and skin-like without being too dewy or too matte. It's like right in the middle, which is, the formula is something I'm worried about. Like, I thought it would be too creamy, but it's like just the right amount. Really like it. I was tempted, they restocked, and I was tempted to buy another, one of the other shades, like the darker version of Spritz, but I held off. I don't need to own everything. And I think she's doing a second collab, so I'm really intrigued to see what that one's gonna look like. I also did just get one of the Victoria Beckham blushes, and I've been wearing this a lot too, but I'll use that in a different video. So I guess I will put on a little bit of highlighter as well. I look pretty glowy at the moment, but why not? So I have 2. So this is the Victoria Beckham one in Pearl. So this was actually given to me by Cam, Clove Room here on YouTube and Instagram. They were recently in Seattle. We got to hang out a couple times. It was really fun to meet them. And I'll put a picture here, but they brought this. So they brought some makeup they were gonna declutter. I have a handful of things from them I still need to try. And they brought me a gift, which was very sweet of them. This is the shade Pearl in the Victoria Beckham. I think this was Hope Miss Tom's before, and they decluttered it and gave it to Cam, and then now Cam has given it to me. I've been using this a lot. It's really pretty. It's a very natural glow from within formula. I just like that it's now gone from NB to NB to NB. Like, I think that's funny. And then I also just got the Universal Highlighter from Violette FR sent to me in PR, which is a very similar formula. So let's try this one. I'm gonna just draw it on. So it feels like a balm, very similar to the Victoria Beckham. Put a little bit here. But it feels really nice and it looks nice. I've used this a couple times so far. Very grateful that they sent me some products to try. I've been wanting to try them for a long time. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend that in with my finger. It kind of blended itself, which I do like. But it is very much like a shiny balm. Really like that. I'll actually swatch the 2 side by side so you can see if you've been interested. So here is the Victoria Beckham, and you can see it's just like a wet sheen. Also works well on the lips if you want just a sheen. And then here is the Violette next to it. So there's a little bit more peach in this one, and this one's a little bit more like clear sheer. So, but then when I hold it this way, I see a little bit pink. So I think undertone wise, I like the Victoria Beckham a little bit more, and there's a gold version of this, which I would like to try, but I don't need to spend a bunch of money on another balmy highlighter. But they're very, very similar. So they are also just having, I don't know if it probably won't be going on when this video goes up, but they are having a Black Friday sale, like their first ever sale. So that's really cool. I was tempted to buy some more stuff. So all that's left is lips and eyes. I don't have anything on my lips right now. And I don't know what I'm gonna wanna wear because of the eye look. I did get a second color in the YSL Balm as well. This is, I don't remember the name of it. It's something nude, but it's really pretty. I love these. So I'm just gonna go in with eyes. I am gonna put a little bit of eye primer down just because I need to with almost everything. I have used the Soufflé shadows without eye primer and they did last really well on my eyes, but I would rather just give everything a nice base. I'm gonna dust a little bit of bronzer in my crease just to give a base for the shadow to go onto, and then we'll kind of use it as a one and done. So I'm just picking up a fluffy brush and I'm just going to run that bronzer through my crease. I like having just that little bit of definition there. Honestly, I use bronzer as eyeshadow sometimes more than I use actual eyeshadow. Okay, so these are the Soufflé eyeshadows. They are weird. I really love them though. So this is the shade Gris Doux, which I've already used on camera, or have been wearing on camera. And I've used this like 4 times now and you can't even tell. They're a really weird formula, but I really like them. Then they sent the shade Ciel d'Or, which is this really pretty peach gold, a little less sparkly looking. And then the green one, which is what I think I'm gonna wear today. So pretty. So these are, they're like a gel, but they're not a gel. Like, they are, so like when I think of a gel, I'm thinking like the gel pots from Melt or the Jelly Munch shadows from ColourPop, and these are not like that. This is like a soufflé, stiffer, like there's more body to it. So let me show you. So like when you touch it, it's bouncy. So it feels cool to the touch and it's smooshy, but like I'm rubbing my finger in pretty firmly and I get a bunch of product, but it doesn't do anything. Like that little lump on the side is still there. It feels wet and a little slimy, but it's just so weird. But I really like them and I've been using them a lot and I'm very thankful Surratt sent me these. I do have a code of Surratt. They are currently doing a Black Friday sale as well, which is 30% off, but my code I think gives you 15 or 20% off. It's like Colin 15, Bones 15. I'll have it here, but so I'm thinking 15% off, but 30% off for Black Friday is a great deal. This is so pretty. Doesn't necessarily go with my shirt, no. I could use this one, I guess. Let's see, do I want to use that? Yeah, I don't know if that really. Let's swatch the other one. So again, it's just, this one looks like a nipple. It looks like I'm rubbing a nipple. But it feels so interesting. So this is the peachy gold one. I'll try this one today. So I will just wipe off the green. Let's just try it. So I will get as close as I can so you can kind of see the effect. They build really nicely and go on a little bit more sheer at first, but they build up. So I think I've done 2 or 3 layers for some of them and you get like just the prettiest smoky eye with the gray one, the gris. And they're water-based, which is weird. But like, I know Tom did this and I've tried this where like I got something wet and wiped and it didn't immediately come off. So for water-based, they set really well, which is strange. You would think for something water-based that they would maybe not set as well. So that's one little layer. It gives like that, it's very similar to Space Cowboy, but like less sparkly. Actually, I might add a little Space Cowboy on top. And then you can see building up, there's a little bit more opacity now. You can see more of the peachy gold. So it builds on itself really well. It's like, this shade in particular is like the perfect one and done. But honestly, I've done a one and done with this too. So, because the edges blend out, I'll just swatch it. Here's the grease. So you can see there's that little bit of a base color. So this has that, like, it's supposed to be gray, like a taupe, but you can see there's a little bit, on me it pulls green because there's some gold in there. But as you blend it out, you can see it makes a really pretty, the green is already dried on my finger, but you can see the green still, gold, sparkly, really pretty. They dry relatively quickly, but you do have enough time to blend it out. So let's put some on the other eye real quick. So this way you can also see one layer side by side with two. I do have some left over on my finger though, so you can see a soft wash of sheen, a little bit more pigment. And they last all day. I don't know if I did a wear test where I took a picture or anything. If I do, I'll have it inserted right here. But I've worn these like to work and like worn it all day, and it lasted all day looking really nice. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Okay, so these are expensive. These are like $30 a shadow. You do get 6 grams of product, and I've been using them a bunch and it doesn't look like I've made a dent. So we'll see how long it lasts. I feel like it's gonna last a while, but I really like them, especially if you can get them on sale or something and you're really into it. If you are uneasy about the formula though, like if like a wet, creamy gel-like consistency sounds gross to you, then I would steer clear. But really, really like these. And it looks so nice. I do think I want a little bit more sparkle. I don't know. I think I want a little bit of definition on the outer part of my eye. So I'm gonna grab a matte brown. I'm just grabbing a brush. I'm gonna pick up kind of a neutral matte brown. I thought about using the Victoria Beckham eyewear underneath the shadow as that base. But I did not. I'm just stamping a little bit on the outer edge of my eye. Obviously you can wear it as a one and done, but I like having that little bit of definition. And it's not disrupting the product or behaving weirdly, adding the brown out here. This is just a Refer 13 Max. So it's kind of fluffy, but kind of stiff at the same time. So it works well with the outer corner. Okay, so I really like the way that looks. I think I just need mascara and a lip now. Okay, so mascara, I don't have a new one. I did buy the Victoria Beckham though. I feel like my Surratt lash tint is almost dead, and I really like that for my everyday natural look. And people say the Victoria Beckham Future Lash does a similar thing, so wanted to try it forever, bought that, but that has not shipped yet. So I'm gonna put on my regular Surratt mascara, and then we'll be right back to try a lip. Okay, so I threw on my mascara. I really do like the Surratt mascara. I do have a video going over all of my Surratt products, very in-depth. It's like an hour and a half long that I posted a week and a half ago, I think, week ago, I don't know. Time means nothing. Okay, so for lip, I'm gonna use something else that Cam brought me. This isn't a declutter thing like the Victoria Beckham highlighter. This is something they just bought as a gift for me, and I'm very, very grateful that they did this. It was very sweet, but they bought me a Gucci lipstick, and this is so pretty. My only problem that they bought me this is because now I want more of them, and these aren't cheap. But they bought me the shade Lucy Dark Orange, and I love it. It is the perfect shade. They were spot on with this. love the packaging. It's very slim, very classy looking. And it's another one of those like shiny balm things, kind of like the YSL. But really, really like this. So I'm gonna put that on since I'm wearing kind of a warmer eye. I do like that it can go up and down as well, which a lot of these things cannot. And it's the perfect shade for me. They do have a more brown one and another like red that I really want now. The first Gucci product I've ever tried, and I really love it. And now I really want to try some more, which is not great for my wallet. Okay, so that is everything. This ended up basically being an entirely high-end makeup video, which I do have some indie stuff around me, but that is not what I grabbed. But this is kind of what I've been doing every day for work. So it's a nice update on my kind of everyday makeup. So the lip is just changing a lot, and it's been this Victoria Beckham gloss. This is the shade Poolside, which is like a cool brown rosy. You can see it's down to there. Been wearing this one a lot. Okay, that is everything. Quick rundown on the products. Bronzer from Victoria Beckham, really love it. I'll probably do a video review of the Victoria Beckham products once I've had them longer, but really liking that. The Violette highlighter, you can see it's very, very shiny. I think I need to powder a little bit right here, but really pretty. The Finding Fernand blush, really like this. I think Khaki said that eventually they'll release the hex code, so that because they do the whole pick your own shade thing, that you'll be able to get replacements that way down the line, which I think is really great. And I really hope they follow through with that, because I really love this, and when this dies, I'm definitely gonna want a backup. And then yeah, the main thing I wanted to show off today was these Surratt eyeshadows. I just think they're so unique. I've never touched anything like this. It kind of reminds me of like a 90s slime toy, but not quite, but in a good way. And they don't feel like slime on your eyes. They just feel like a cream shadow when you go to put it on. It's just the jelly, like bouncy texture when you're touching it in the component. That's weird and reminds me of that. And then you put it on your eye and you're like, it's just a really pretty cream shadow. And the fact that they're water-based and set so well, especially in like the raininess of Seattle, makes me really happy. So that is everything. Let me know if you've tried any of these, what your thoughts on them are. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions as always. And then, like I said, I do have a lot of content coming soon. I'm going to be filming at least one more video right after this. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and comment, all of that. It really does help quite a bit. And I will see you in my next video.